Hey guys, Dave Glover here from the Dave Glover Show in St. Louis, Missouri, and behind this enormous flag is an enormous, beautiful home which was built for Corporal Todd Nicely by the Stephen Siller Foundation, the Gary Sinise Foundation, and by Building for America's Bravest. And what they do is really very simple. When men come home from combat, serving their nation, protecting us, and they are in some way broken, in Todd's case, he lost both arms and both legs, they raise money through various avenues. In our case, we had a gigantic concert featuring the Gary Sinise Band, and they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of man-hours to build beautiful homes like the one behind me today. If you'd like to get involved, and I can tell you there's no better place to put your charitable dollars, please go to tunneltotowers.org.
Taking a little tour through the house and show you some of the options that we've incorporated into the home. As we enter in, the intercom system here is not an average doorbell. It works as a doorbell, also as an intercom. The house is fully computerized so that he could answer the door from any room in the house, open up the door and allow people to come in. The door is also fitted with a lock. His prosthetic, he is able to push these buttons. They're not electrostatic buttons. They are push buttons that he could just punch in a code and open up the door. We're walking into the first floor of the home. We have a full lighting system in the house. These switches look like your average switch. They are dimmer controllable switches, so they communicate to a processor that's located down in the equipment room, which allows him to control the whole house lighting either by a keypad or iPad. We actually have, as he enters in through the garage, when he opens up the door, it is programmed to create a path of lighting automatically on its own. So he doesn't need to go around hitting light switches. They're also designed in a way that we could just hit all off and turn off the whole house if he chooses to do so, or just certain lights. And we come into the living area here. We have an elevator going to all 3 floors in the house. Touch button, it opens up, wide enough to fit a wheelchair in. He's able to come, if he chooses to use his wheelchair, to come through, spin his wheelchair around, and come into and out of the elevator. Here we have a small den area, family room. You know, everything was considered as far as height, electric reclining chairs so that he just hits a button and it reclines for him. The TV system we incorporated in the home is a centralized TV system working through the main system that's located down in the equipment room. You notice there's no boxes here. We're entering into the kitchen now. Another room that a lot of consideration was put into. You know, we spend a lot of time in the kitchen, and we designed a kitchen that works best for Todd, keeping a lot of the major appliances down low at wheelchair level. As you can see, the oven here, not your average height, works perfect for him. He's able to assist his wife in getting dinner cooked. We have microwave here, again, perfect height for Todd. All the cabinetry was designed where the upper cabinets will come down to countertop level. If there's something he needs in here, he can lower this down, grab something off the top shelf. Even the handles for the cabinetry were considered, with his prosthetic, he has very limited control, and he's able to actually get in here and just pull the handle rather than trying to grab a little knob, which might be a little difficult for the prosthetic that he uses. The dishwasher is actually at average height, but again, it was one that they chose that would work best. If you notice throughout the house, all the appliances or any of the items in the house are push button. They are not electrostatic buttons, which do not work with a prosthetic. So we had to make sure that everything that was chosen has push button. The faucets in the house are touch. He's just able to tap the faucets, and the faucets turn on and off with just a tap. The refrigerator here, freezer again, taken into consideration. This right here is part of the refrigerator. He could put his items that he normally uses here, and then we have a freezer down low. We have more cabinetry here that raises up and down, again allowing him to get some of the items that are up on the upper shelves. Okay, every room in the house is fitted with an emergency button. The button is designed in a way that you press it one time, it's going to actually play a wave file through the audio system throughout the house, saying that his assistance is needed in that particular room that the button was pushed. If the button is pushed 2 times, it would actually make an outside call and send a text message to his wife saying, hey, I'm in trouble, I need some help. Going back to the intercom system that we spoke about at the front door, we have room-to-room capabilities. From any room in the house, we can talk to another room if assistance is needed. We can have a private conversation. We could actually monitor the whole house and also talk to the doorbell through the system. The keypad control for the home automation system is controlling the lighting in the house, the televisions in the house, the music's in the house, the full capability of doing everything from every keypad in the house. The buttons on the keypad are designed in a way that he can hit one button and actually turn the television on, so he doesn't need to go back and find the remote control. He can just hit one button and turn the TV on, change the channels, raise the volume and everything from these bigger buttons, which are easier accessible with the prosthetic. So then we go through the house again with the lighting system and the temperature control. Considering his height, everything is placed at a height that he could work comfortable with it. We're now entering to the master suite. As you can see, we did consider all the widths throughout the house so that they are wheelchair accessible. Every door in the house is a minimum of 36 inches wide. So he's able to come in, flow right into the bedroom. Here you can see we have all the electronics for the master bedroom here with the full intercom capability, the emergency button. Central vac was installed throughout the house, full security. Every window door in the house is secured. The system also works as a medical system. If there's a medical emergency, he can hit a panic button and it would call out to central station and dispatch fire or police emergency personnel. Now we're entering into the master bath, where we spent a large amount of time speaking with Todd to design this room so it works specifically for him. We have emergency buttons in here. Actually, we have two of them here, one at the bathtub level and one in the shower. Okay. The shower is designed so he could pull up with his wheelchair or walk up with his prosthetics. He could leave his prosthetics here at the end, and then he could transfer himself on here, slide around, control the temperature of his water from here. He gets over here, he's got a choice of two different shower heads to use. They both will turn on at the same time. Here we have the toilet that is fully computerized. With just a touch of a button, he could lift the seat. Actually, it is programmed automatically. As he approaches it, the lid would pick up on its own. We also have the choice of water pressure, temperature, and auto flushing. It is a fully automatic toilet, self-cleaning, self-washing. Handy bars were custom built for Todd. We spoke with him. We had to get a little personal with him to find out exactly how things work, and we designed this handy bar to work for him. The bathroom sinks, you could see, are designed in a way that he could wheel in with his wheelchair, and the chair would go underneath and he'd be able to use the sink. Then you can see here that we have a different height on this sink here for Crystal. Again, everything is designed with his height and his ability to use. Okay, we are now entering into what I call the her cave. We have a man cave and a her cave. She has full control of the cable box, the video system, the music system throughout the house. It's a little area that she can get comfortable in. Full surround sound here. Full electronic capability that if Todd needs assistance, she's hearing him through the intercom. As we enter here, we have the guest area. We have two full-size guest bedrooms. Queen-size bed, very comfortable. Very large closets throughout the house. Very comfortable here. Notice all the doors are 36. Every door in the house is that way, so that Todd has no restrictions to the home. Todd is a very family guy. He has a lot of family come over, and he chose to have bunk beds so that all his guests could have a place to sleep. You know, being this guest area, it's just a normal bath, standard fixtures in this room, nothing. Here we have the heart of the system. As I spoke earlier, the cable boxes are centrally located. Your DVD is centrally located. Your FM, XM tuner. Everything. This here is the heart of everything. It's the full computerized system made by Crestron, installed by 21st Century. It's everything that we need to control. Here we have an entrance out to the second upper deck. As you can see, beautiful views of the lake. Now we're going to enter into the man cave. A lot of items here that Todd had already hung on the wall that mean a lot to him. As you can see is his flag from Afghanistan, plaques from different fire departments around the country, plaques from the Marine Corps, sports memorabilia. Got some of his toy Tommy guns and gun collection here. Cars from Lionel, autographed by drivers. This was all designed specifically by Todd. This is his bar area. Again, height was considered so that he could sit here very comfortable from his wheelchair. Designed with large widths between the countertops, allowing him to come through with the wheelchair. Full lighting. This whole floor down here and the floor above us is controlled by the iPad as well, so that he could turn off the whole floor if he forgets to leave a light on down here. We have a full surround sound system down here with a 55-inch Samsung television. We got a neat little doggy door here that they chose to have this so that dogs can get in and out of the house. Here we have the insignia for Todd's unit when he was deployed in Iraq and Afghanistan. You can see the dates on it, the Marine Corps logo. Again, this being his man cave, this really means a lot to him. He's got his corporal insignia there, the Marine Corps insignia, and as you enter into the exercise room where Todd is going to be doing some of his home therapy in. It's obviously still under construction. We're waiting on a special rubber mat. We didn't want to purchase your average thin mat, so we went to find a mat that's thick enough that if Todd should lose balance and fall, that it would hopefully be a comfortable fall for him. Full intercom, emergency button, lighting, full music control, TV. And this is some of the exercise equipment that they will both use. This is the man cave bath. Again, wheelchair accessibility underneath, emergency button here, fully automatic toilet. The grab bars were custom designed for him. He'd be able to shower down here, is upstairs as well. Being able to access in, full 2 shower head control. Now we're going to enter the lower deck. This here is a golf cart that is going to be designed specifically for Todd. We just received it, but it's going to be sent back out, fitted with some accessibility products that allow him to drive the cart around the property. This is how he's going to be able to get up and down these hills. Again, considering Todd's needs, we designed this walkway so that it would be a gradual decline down to the dock area rather than just having a straight hill going down. The railing is being constructed now that he'd be able to hold on to and go down and come up the hill. This area here will be created for his dogs. It'll be a dog area for him. Okay, here we have a parking area that was designed that if we should have some weather and he doesn't want to drive down a driveway, he could park a vehicle here. We also have a flagpole here that was donated by the Marine Corps League of Lake of the Ozarks, Detachment 1137. They donated the flag. It's a 20-foot pole with the capability of flying 3 different flags. He's going to fly the American flag, the Marine Corps League flag, and also the POW flag. The driveway is fitted with a heat mat system that automatically detects a temperature drop and some moisture, which turns on and allows the driveway to be heated up so we do not have a buildup of snow or ice. Okay, so that concludes our tour of the Nicely home. We would like to thank our local community for their support, the local contractors, all the contractors that supported us, and there was a ton of those, and also our national sponsors that helped out with this home. So to the Nicely family, we hope you enjoy your new home, and we thank you for your service, Todd.
You are all very remarkable human beings, but nobody more remarkable than my buddy Todd. I just want to tell you one story about my brother and why it is so important to my family that we keep his spirit, his legacy, his sacrifice, and that we never forget alive. Some might know, some might not know. By age 10, my brother was orphaned. My father died when Stephen was 8.5, and my mom died a year and a half later. And Stephen was 14 years younger than me, and I was the closest in age, and he was the youngest of 7. My oldest brother, Russ, was 25. And soon after, he was orphaned, and he was living with my brother, Russ, out in Rockville Center on Long Island. We're all from Staten Island, except for my brother, Russ. He ended up moving. They're all back on Staten Island. And I went and I spent the day with Stephen, as all my brothers and sisters. He had like 3 fathers and 3 mothers, because there's, like I said, 7 siblings. And I was walking down the street, and I had my arm around my brother, and he was getting upset. He's an 11-year-old kid. I said, Stephen, what's the matter? And he said to me, Frankie, why was I born? Why was I even put on this earth? I said, Stephen, don't say that. Your mother and father loved you so much they brought you into this world. And your brothers and sisters will always be there for you, and we will never, ever, ever let you down. And I don't know the answer why God took Mommy and Daddy. But I know that you're put on this earth for a reason, and one day you will do something very special. 9/11. He's on his way home to play golf with his 3 older brothers. He hears what happened to the Twin Towers. He turns his car around. He goes back to his firehouse. He gets his gear. He can't go through the tunnel because it's closed. He's faced. He doesn't have to get there. That's not what firefighters do. That's not what our military do. He straps his gear on his back, and he does the thing that he was supposed to do as an 11-year-old, his fate. He saves others while giving up his life. There is nothing more inspiring to a family than that. And that's why we make sure that we spread the good, and that good triumphs over evil. And that's what leads us here to today. When we had the first quadruple amputee ever to survive any war in my hometown in Staten Island, New York, our community came together and built him a home with the help of Gary Sinise, because the fire commissioner of New York, I knew Gary. And when I asked him to call him and ask him if he'd do a concert, and he did. And that's how the partnership began with Gary Sinise. And we all came together like you are here today. And it is spectacular. It is spectacular. I can't thank you enough. Everybody out here had something to do with it. Nobody does this alone. You inspired us, Todd. You have helped us to become better people. You have shown us the way to live when you're faced with something that is unfathomable. You help more people than you understand. And now we want to give a little something back to you. And it is our great pleasure to be here today and to honor you here today, Todd. I just want to give Todd Nicely a big round of applause. Come on, let's go. The certificate of occupancy. The site, approved. The footings, come on, approved. The foundation, approved. All the concrete, approved. The framing, approved. Electrical, approved. Plumbing, approved. AC mechanical, approved. Termite control, approved. The final, approved. Todd, here is your certificate of occupancy. Dave, let's get this. Ready? Let's pull back that flag.
All right, I'm gonna try to do this without choking up, so if I do, forgive me for that. Today is another day in my book of life that I'm probably gonna have to bookmark because I'm gonna have to try to remember this day for the rest of my life. From the biggest contributors to even the smallest contributors, someone played a big part in me getting this. Excuse me. Now, I'm going to be able to get into my home, and I'm going to be able to live a normal life. The world isn't so handicap accessible, but now in the comfort of my own home, I'll be able to continue living life. And the most important thing to me about this house is now that my wife Crystal is also going to get her independence back, she won't have to help me do so much. And then I just want to let people remember that, you know, the war might be over for me and the other guys in Afghanistan, but the war back home has just begun for us. So from the bottom of my heart and Crystal's, there's no way we'll be able to show the kindness that we have received back. Thank you.
This house means, you know, it's more than just a roof over our head and, you know, a place for family to gather and come and hang out. Because believe me, Todd's family does a lot of that. So this is going to be, a good thing. Yeah, definitely. You know, I tell people, you know, I can live anywhere. Any of us can. We all wake up and even myself, we take advantage of the everyday things that we do on a daily basis. And then when Todd got hurt, it really, you know, I was always caring towards the disabled before, but to have this personally touch my own life and see him struggle in the beginning and just kind of, I don't know, strive through it all, not just for myself, but for his family and for, you know, everybody else that was looking, that was saying, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And believe it or not, it's really hard. And he's a very strong individual, but this, you know, I've never seen a man get so emotional about something. This means so much. The people that have come together on it and the love that has went into it from everybody, not just the people that are here today, but the people that have given throughout this whole process through Todd's rehabilitation. So thank you all that know, and then just for supporting and giving your love, because it really does mean a lot. Todd and I wanted to kind of do something in the yard for the foundation and for Stephen Siller. We had a plaque made, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, "Firemen never die; they just burn forever in the hearts of the people whose lives they've saved." And that Stephen Siller, FDNY, still changing lives. Stephen Siller, Tunnels to Towers Foundation, and this is gonna be a cherished part in our yard because it's just something that means a lot to us, and we'll never be able to thank you. Like, thank you really doesn't do any part of this justice. Well, there's no words to fully express what this means. So we'll probably be continuing to say thank you for the rest of our life, right? So, but thank you so much.
celebration was a little overwhelming. I mean, it kind of brought tears to my eyes, and just to see the support of the people that came out here was just, I was dumbfounded. I didn't expect, the turnout that came. I want to say that even from the smallest donation to the biggest donation, everyone played a part, and without them, I wouldn't be living in the house that I have now. It's going to make it a lot easier for me to get used to doing things now that I can actually reach the cups and probably cook myself now, so getting back my independence is a big deal. I just don't think that thank you is enough for the Gary Sinise Foundation and the Tunnels to Towers Foundation. What these guys have done to take time out of their lives to build this home for me is, I don't think I'll ever be able to say enough. This house is going to change Crystal's life because now she's going to be able to do things without having to worry about me and take time out of her life to help me do things like make food, get stuff out of the microwave. So it's going to be a great adventure for the next 60, 70 years, I hope. If I could say one thing to the guys that were with me that day is thank you for being so quick to get that stuff on and getting me back to my wife.
The Stephen Siller Tunnels to Tower Foundation and the Gary Sinise Foundation have went above and beyond when it comes to this house, and not just this house, but the relationships that we've developed throughout this process. Like, this is so much bigger than just the house. It's not just the things that make it easier for Todd. It's the fact that people are showing that they care for, I might get emotional. That they care and go above and beyond for our wounded vets, the people that make a difference in our lives. It's as it's been said many times today that a lot of kids these days, they look up to these movie stars and musicians, but it's people like Frank and Stephen and the Siller family and Gary Sinise that people really should be looking up to, because they're making a difference where it really matters in the lives of people that are willing to sacrifice their life so that way America and America's children don't have to. So.
First of all, it's so beautiful here in the Lake of the Ozarks, and you see American flags hanging all over here. There's one right across the lake to the left, and we had a beautiful flag hanging in the front of Todd's house that we used it to cover his house, and we unveiled it when we gave him the house, and we said, pull back that flag. And it's ironic that we're right around 4th of July, that we celebrate America's independence, and we're celebrating it in a way that is very important to Todd, and that we're giving him a house. It's always said, how many years does it fall on? I don't know, but freedom is not free. There's a big price that has to be paid for it. Todd paid that price. He's gave 4 limbs for his country. We need everybody to come together and make sure that we take care of Todd and so many others in this country that need that kind of help. And we have a concert coming up in July 27th in Jeff City for Corporal Tyler Huffman, another great warrior who got injured so severely. And Gary Sinise and Lieutenant Dan Band, Gary being the great patriot that he is and what he does for our military, he's coming to Jefferson City and performing. And the money raised will help go towards Tyler's house. And not just the money, but most certainly get the word out around the community that there's a hero going to be living in the midst, and come together and get that house built. Jeff City's already well on their way. His house has started, but we do need to raise the money, the outstanding money, to finish it in a very timely fashion, and we want to get it done as quickly as possible. So 4th of July, America the Beautiful, Todd Nicely paid a tremendous price protecting our country. Let's make sure that we remember them in everything that we do on that day.